r/ask Reddit. What will today's baby's generation hate about their parents' generation when they get older? We took all the good usernames. Yes you did. They were gone long ago. They'll hate all the memes we will mention to them. They're going to be basically like dad jokes. I totally can't wait for my kid to mess up on something so I can say, I can't believe you've done this. They'll hate us for all the photos we put of them online as babies and kids. Especially online that they can't delete. Just move to the EU and exercise your right to be forgotten. Spending so much time on our phones instead of virtual hubs or whatever newfangled sci-fi thing comes out later. I am waiting for the day the Oasis from Ready Player One comes out. You won't catch me on a phone, especially if it's the Oasis from the book. They'll hate hearing, back in my day I had to actually control the steering wheel and the accelerator myself to get somewhere. You mean you have shift your own gears and pump your own fuel? What is this? A baby's toy? Beating them in video games. Hey dad, grandma says it's my turn on the Xbox. They will laugh at us holding smartphones at concerts. It wasn't a concert, but I did that at a fireworks show on the 4th of July. I should have just watched the damn show and put away my phone. I missed most of it taking video through a tiny screen. It's not that great of quality and I haven't watched it since, so I have learned my lesson. And then you watch the video and it's like, great, another fireworks video. Parents praising ugly ass video games they played when they were teenagers. Duck you. FF Tactics is gorgeous. Dad left to get memes and didn't come back. Still in line for 4 years counting. The ridiculous spelling of their names or making up names in general, for example, Katie, Tiffany, Brittany, Lakin. I always think of that book with the kid who was named Ricky Tiki Tembo No Sarembo Cherry Berry Rucky Pip Perry Pembo or something like that. He fell in a well and died. You guys complained about boomers ruining everything, but then you went and did the exact same things. Don't assume we're going to be different. Be mindful and make sure you're different. Every generation gets to re-release Land of Confusion and promise to be the generation that'll change things. Yet to see it happen. We're the generation that normalized a lack of privacy. If kids are born into a world where lack of privacy is normalized, would they even know that it's wrong? Well, given that there's a gradually growing movement now that is much more aware of privacy and conservative in sharing information online, there's a decent chance our children will be much more tentative regarding this subject. Climate change. I don't get how this isn't the top response. They are going to be neck deep in a problem that's too late to fix. They'll hate the lack of siblings and or the low proportion of people their same age group, particularly outside urban centers. I was born in 1986, and I'm an only child with no cousins my age. They're all a few years older or younger. I often wonder what I was missing growing up with no siblings, no one to hang out with. I'm a very quiet and reserved person who takes a while to open up to someone. I do wonder if I would have turned out different with siblings. I don't hate the lack of them, but I did grow up lonely. I gotta imagine that some kids are going to be very embarrassed over some thotty photo that their mom posted when she was 1824. They'll be pissed that we popularized social anxiety and depression because they'll have no social skills either. That we ate Tide Pods and dabbed on the haters. Haters gonna hate. Anti-vax parents, if the kids get to find out what their parents have done to them. Social media culture might be on its way out. It's weird for everybody with access to technology to constantly be interacting with this giant virtual community where we all feel like D-list celebrities. Maybe that will have worn off by the next cycle and people will look back at it with disgust and wonder. Or maybe we'll all be tapped into a digital world because the real world is uninhabitable. I think it will be the oversharing via the internet. When I had Facebook, I had a business account with approximately 3,000 people on it. The amount of people who uploaded pictures and videos of their kids fully naked was unreal. I dread to think how many people got hold of them photos. I remember one young man in particular added me and that same day uploaded about 20 photos of his son and son's friend completely naked in the paddling pool. This wasn't even set to just friends but to anyone and everything was on full display. I know it's innocent to the parents but it's an unnecessary risk. I deleted Facebook several years ago and never looked back. My partner recently told me that a girl on her friends list who was a friend of a friend fully uploaded a picture of her toddler's penis stating that he is well hung just like daddy. Apparently most of the comments were people agreeing that he was hung. What's wrong with people? It's a complete and utter violation of that child's privacy, and even worse than that is the untold amounts of people who have access to them photos for life. Our cynicism. We've been screwed and know it, so now we're meh about most things. Better than making a fuss and nothing happening. The next generation will friggin' hate the self-fulfilling prophecy of our generation throwing their hands in the air and saying big money, government blah blah blah, can't fight city hall blah blah blah. I mean, I hate that about the baby boomers lol. Oh, don't trust the government, kids. They will hate that their parents sacrificed their freedom for security. For the illusion of security. I see a lot of overweight and obese children out there. I wouldn't say hate is the right word, but I could see some having strong negative feelings when they realize they got set up for a lifetime of lower quality of life and health problems because their parents were unable to keep them healthy and active. I'm talking middle class families that have the means to do it. Maybe not the know-how, but definitely the means. I already have a few friends that resented their parents for allowing them to get so unhealthy at a young age, and it looks that this trend is just getting worse. Also, those that we allow play full contact sports like football may be angry that we allowed the sport to continue, even with evidence pointing to CTE starting long before the pro level. I do believe that football is on its way out, at least the version we know now, and I say this as a lifelong fan. And that our kids may be the last generations to have it be so ingrained into our culture and school systems. Our parents didn't know the long-term effects of football, but we do, and still a lot of us have kids playing football. The younger generation today thinks the boomers, the generation that protested wars and segregation, are all racist warmongers, and granted, some are. Today's babies will hate the older generation for being racist warmongers. Except that was the counterculture, as in the people going against the majority. Nixon's silent majority ring any bells? Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.